If you truly don't have faith in me, then I promise you it's over. I'm going to put an end to this nonsense once and for all.
I will not rest until that girl is dead. I'm still going to kill her tonight, no matter what.
Here is your court notice.
Who's the letter from?
Sagar just sent me a notice to get Krishna's custody.
Ganga.
Brought to you by
Hyundai or Hyundai.
This is CVM News at Noon for Wednesday, April 16, 2025. I'm Courtney Lewis. Thank you so much for joining us. People's National Party Member of Parliament candidate Ian Hales is lashing out against Water Minister Matthew Samuda's method of hosting meetings when addressing issues in the parish. This comes after Minister Samuda met with stakeholders to give an update on project timelines for water distribution in the parish.
It's the third such meeting he's having now in Westmoreland, representing all of the business interests in Westmoreland. But he forget one fundamental thing. The citizens of Westmoreland takes more or consume more water from the National Water Commission. And I would have thought that for 3 times you come to Westmoreland and you have 3 closed-door meetings with certain hand-picked persons. Not that you shouldn't invite who you want to invite, but I think if you're going to do a stakeholder meeting, you have to be truth and be honest with yourself and invite all the stakeholders, even if they are of a different persuasion.
Meanwhile, the PNP MP aspirant is urging the minister to look at river sources closer to the parish as opposed to their current water plan.
The last announcement from the government was to take the water from Martha Brae into Great River, into Lucy, and then by a transmission line to come into Negre. That in itself would take years. Nothing can be done so. I am here again to say to them to make an appeal to him that take the water from the Roaring River and take the water from the Cabarita River. You don't have to go all the way to Martha Brae to come around to Great River.
Hanover police are renewing calls for motorists to slow down, especially along crash-prone zones on the North Coast Highway as heavy rains persist. The warning follows 2 back-to-back crashes Monday afternoon in Green Island. 2 cable workers were seriously injured when their van veered off the roadway and overturned. Moments later, another van crashed at the same location, narrowly missing bystanders. The injured men were taken to the Noel Holmes Hospital and admitted for treatment. Police say areas like Point Hill, Salt Creek, and the Flint River have become especially treacherous in wet conditions. Residents of Broadleaf in Manchester are voicing their concerns or frustrations about dust nuisance due to mining in the area. The residents closest to the mining site allege proper consultations have not been held with the community, and the monetary compensation offered is simply not enough to address their health concerns.
We do the laundry, be a dust. They mine from Sunday to Sunday. We don't get time for wash our clothes. So, you know, I'll be a dust, close them, I dry with dust tonight and them something. All my son did sick right now, I have to send them away abroad because of the dust. I have to bring him to the hospital, spend a lot of money on medication and them something. Doctor say I'm pneumonia and all them something because of the dust and them something. So, daytime we have to can't stay here if we have to stay home. We have to go up on the road and them something to avoid the dust at daytime. Them need to, like how them they close to they need to compensate us to move from the area until them finish.
The Integrity Commission is again caught between the JLP and PNP, with the Jamaica Labour Party questioning Ranif Lawrence's appointment to the Integrity Commission over ties to PNP's General Secretary Dr. Dayton Campbell. Speaking on CVM's lead story, the PNP's Raymond Price says the concerns are baseless.
Has no definitive or has no evidence of any leak having ensued from the PNP.
The institution of the Integrity Commission predates this particular issue. First, there was a gag. I'm happy to see that the gag has been lifted. So perhaps in the exchange of communications, we might finally hear from an Ed Bartlett or a Kamina Johnson-Smith their own opinions as to the other yet unnamed featured parliamentarians on the government's bench that is under the microscope of the Integrity Commission. The fact that we don't yet know, the fact that when Mr. Holness says that he was canvassing members of his government in both houses and none of them knew they were under investigation, the fact that it ultimately came out that it was he himself that was under investigation and may therefore not have asked himself, do you know you're under investigation, confirms that the leaks that Marlon fears don't exist because nobody in the PNP knew before a particular media house reported aspects of the report that the Prime Minister was the subject of any direct investigation.
However, JLP Senator Marlon Morgan, a senior member of the party's communications task force, clarified that the party's concern is rooted in the belief that the Integrity Commission members must serve solely in the interest of the institution, free from any other motives.
The JLP has no definitive or has no evidence of any leak having ensued from the IC to any member of the PNP. That's not the case we're making, and I do not appreciate an attempt to drag that kind of red herring across the trail and argue something that is not being argued, contested, or debated. The simple point we're making is that the Integrity Commission is staffed by persons who will have adjudication and, of course, decision-making functions to discharge at various points in time. The Director of Investigations, for example, he undertakes investigations and he will make the recommendations to the Director of Corruption and Prosecution from time to time. And what we want to be assured of is that there is nothing else, George and Raymond, operating on the mind of the Director of Corruption and Prosecution, whether the person is a confirmed office holder or an acting office holder.
Stay with us. News at Noon continues in a moment.
You ever get bun yet? Me not talk about heartbreak. Me talk about the bun where full of spice, raisins, and the perfect glaze.
Bun for bun.
Just so you do it now.
You have to get bun.
This Easter, you have to get bun from Mother's Bakery.
We love our country. Like you, we take pride in building Jamaica. The resilience of our people is cemented in our products, built to last for generations. Laying the foundation for thriving communities, we're committed to excellence and quality. Quality products, quality relationships. We're all proud Jamaicans, working hard, doing good, building a sustainable future for all. That same unbeatable spirit runs through us. We are made of Jamaica.
Thanks so much for staying with us. Now, the recent outsourced to Jamaica Investor Conference in St. James was again deemed a success, with government members, including the Prime Minister and the Investment Minister, remarking on plans to advance the country's economy. But it was more than just a call to action for those seeking to escape the rising cost of doing business in the midst of a trade war.
As a global trade war rages on, Investment and Commerce Minister Senator Aubin Hill notes Jamaica's fortuitous position being among the nations with the least of the tariffs, now at 10%. A crucial pull for investors as he invites the world to outsource to Jamaica in 2025, marketing the country as a Caribbean nation poised for success.
We don't make those rules, but boy, the whole world is different, and look at where we are. We used to talk about, yes, we're close to the biggest market in the world, but isn't that important these days? Even more important than you could ever think, because those who are in the same tariff brackets like we are might be producing in Asia or Africa. Look at the competitive advantage we have from the transportation costs that we will bear because we're so proximal to the United States, that biggest market.
The logistic hub long spoken of is also appearing less of a mirage, with increasing profitability at a time that Jamaica eyes further growth.
The global logistics industry was worth $8.4 trillion in 2021. In 2027, it is expected to exceed 13.7 trillion American dollars. Jamaica ranks among the top 5 exporters to the U.S. East Coast. You need to know that. We operate with a robust ICT infrastructure built to scale, built for speed, and always being improved. We are home to the 7th largest natural harbor on the planet. Kingston Harbor is the 8th busiest container port in Latin America and the Caribbean.
The minister also echoed praise for the government's mission of building out a robust economy, while celebrating the record low 3.5% unemployment this year. But that's not all. There's no advancement under the theme of driving excellence at Conference 2025 that will happen without the help of technology.
Digital transformation, digital services, upskilling Jamaican with digital skills, financial services, logistics, and ICT will be the driving forces of Jamaica's much richer and better future. Be in that future with us. The combination of constantly upskilling Jamaicans and tying that upskilling with the newest technology, with AI as the new driver, is an economic formula that the Andrew Holness administration intends to employ.
Meantime, the investment minister touted other benefits to doing business in the country, especially for master developers. Now for a look at regional and international news.
We begin with news in the region. Guyana's Labour Ministry is conducting a robust program to raise awareness about occupational health and safety across the nation. In April, the ministry is observing Occupational Safety and Health Month to broaden the impact of Occupational Safety and Health Day, which will be observed on April 28. It is being held under the theme Revolutionizing Health and Safety, the role of AI in digitalization at work.
I feel that the safety and health culture in the workplace, or the lack of it, has a lot to do with the number of accidents that have been occurring in our workplaces. There's a need for employers, workers, and their representative organizations to work together to build that culture that is so needed in many of our workplaces. The success of this initiative will depend on the level of inclusion and meaningful involvement of all parties. This year, the Ministry of Labour has once again developed a program of activities for the observance of occupational safety and health, with a specific focus again on the mining and construction sectors.
In international news, a wave of coordinated attacks have hit prisons across France, with unknown assailants torching cars outside several jails, leaving mysterious inscriptions and hitting one facility with automatic gunfire. The details from France 24.
Another night of attacks on prisons in France. Next to this one, north of Paris, 3 cars were set on fire. More vehicles were torched outside 3 other prisons, one near the capital, 2 in the south. In Toulon, gunmen opened fire on the front gate with automatic weapons.
Luckily, we didn't have any prison staff in a car or on foot behind the door because, considering how the bullets pierced through, it could have been more serious than what it was.
The attacks began over the weekend. At least 7 facilities have been targeted, including the National Training Center for Prison Staff. No injuries or fatalities, but staff are shaken. France's Justice Minister rushed to Toulon on Tuesday, condemning the violence.
The judicial police, which acts under the authority of the national prosecutor, are putting in significant means to find the assailants.
Stay with us, we take a quick break.
The Time is brought to you by Ford Territory.
Every dream conquered is another dream game. I land and I fly again like a jet plane. Headed straight in your direction. 'Cause I'm wiser, one step closer. I'm winning 'cause I work so hard. And the music hits I play, and the people them I say we are my show tonight.
Tiles and get creative with your floors, walls, and all the spaces in between. Our knowledgeable sales consultants are happy to help create your beautiful finish with the latest designs in first quality porcelain, wood look, vinyl, mosaics, natural stones, and countertops. At Creative, you will get every tile you need for your residential or commercial projects. Creative Building Finishes, your one-stop shop for everything tiles. Visit our showroom at 5 Red Hills Road or call 876-929-5553. Get tiles, get creative.
There is feeling down, hopeless, nothing going your way. No matter how hard you try, life moving slow and getting hard. Here's the solution. Make it a new year resolution, 2025. Go to the nearest church and get baptized in Jesus Christ's name. There is hope in our God, Christ Jesus. Turn from your bad ways. Do good, obey God's commandments, and pray. Free prayer line, please call or WhatsApp, and God bless you.
Welcome back. An American is on a mission of a unique kind in Jamaica, using her social initiative Talk Therapy to provide support and encouragement to single parents, especially fathers. And while many say it takes a village, even the fathers admit this is crucial to stem the crime wave and improve family life.
Fathers wanted. That's long been the cry of many Jamaican households, with an increasing number of women heading families. This prophet is on a mission to not only talk to fathers across Jamaica, but to help them understand their importance in the home. much of which has been lost, resulting in a culture of gangs and violence. Prophet Lexi is seeking to use talk as therapy.
Talk Therapy is here to encourage and to uplift and to talk to fathers in the 14 parishes of how powerful it is to have a man in your household, how powerful it is to return the strength of manhood in the house. Because even mothers will say that it's very difficult to raise a child without a father because it needs that stern voice, it needs that stability.
She is acutely aware of the impact godliness can have on family life and society by extension, allowing those males who otherwise work through their pain in silence an avenue to hope and strength.
Most households in Jamaica, from what I've seen, I'm not going to say statistics because we have not run the numbers on it, and numbers doesn't lie, but from what I have seen over the years being in different communities, I've been through the parishes, I've heard the cry of the father, I've heard the cry of the mother. And what I'm realizing, there's not a lot of fathers in the house.